All right, bro. Welcome to the Lars Cast. Thank you for doing this again. Fuck, it's been a minute, and you inspired me, brother. So tell me your name and tell us a little bit about yourself, brother.
Thank you for having me on here. My name is Daniel. I've been a driver for about like 6 years, 6.5, with the
Nice.
company for about 11, almost 12. I do a lot of working out. I like to inspire people, and inspire my fellow UPS drivers along the way. I think it's really cool, like to just, bring the good positive energy out there because we work in
Hell
a
yeah.
place where it's just like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But again, thank you for having me on here, Lars.
For sure, dude. This has been, I don't know. So, like, I'll just tell you a little bit about, for the listening audience who doesn't know you. I mean, you're a UPSer. I'm a UPSer, right? Probably the people listening to these are UPSers. So, shout out to the UPSers listening. Thank you. And I've been there 30 years. I don't know. You said 6 years, you said?
About 6.5,
Damn, bro.
driving.
Hell yeah. That's dope, bro. I've been only driving 28, but yeah, I was like 2 years in part time. So it's, you got to put in your time, unless you're lucky enough to get hired off the street, right? Um,
Facts.
yeah, dude. So you inspire me. Who's the other guy who works out? I know there's a big one in Florida, but I was thinking about this other gentleman. I think he's in Sacramento, like Lion, something to do with Lion
Mm,
Fitness. You know what I'm talking about? But
Lions Fitness.
if
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. The
yeah,
fitness
so
department guy.
yeah, bro. So you and him, not me. Well, I was pointing at me, but you and the other guy. I think his name's Kenny, if I recall correctly. But shout out to,
Yeah.
to you guys for inspiring me to do. You do those pull ups, bro. I'm like, holy shit! How the fuck?
Yeah, man. I just like, honestly, like, I just like keeping it going, inspiring people to just be better. That's really what this is all about. And I
Fuck
think I
yeah.
know we work in a hard place, a very hard like physical job, and I want people to be like, you got time to do 10 push-ups, you
Hell
got
yeah.
that.
Hell yeah.
But Taylor, I want to say a shout out to Silvio. Silvio is a legend around here, the Hulk, the real Hulk.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. How did you find out about Silvio?
I came across his page. I don't know, it just like randomly on Instagram, and then I was like, holy, because I thought for a minute I was like, yo, I'm probably like the most like one of the sickest like fittest guys out there, UPS drivers. And then I seen
Hell
him,
yeah,
I was like, nah, this guy he's the real one. He's the real Hulk, and he
bro. Like
inspired me
like
too.
bow down to him. He's the man, dude. He's a
Exactly,
legend.
he's the man. He's the legend, yo.
Hell
Facts.
yeah. Hell yeah, dude. So I had him on the podcast a while back. I took a break from podcasting, but now I'm back. So I did it way back 2 years ago, I think. So it was you came up on the podcast too. So I was like, oh shit, you heard of Daniel? Like fuck yeah! Like I didn't even know. And that's just a cool. You inspire me. All the drivers, the cool ones. Some of them like I'm cool, but most of the guys online are sharing cool stuff. So it's dope.
So you've been driving for what, 28 years? You're almost out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, man.
Damn.
I think I'm not sure yet, but I think 2028. So I'm gonna be out of here. I've been in the same hub for freaking since I was 19ish. I think 19 or 18 and a half, something like that. So it flies, bro. Flies all the
Damn,
time.
you come from the old school dyads too, huh?
Yeah, I don't go far as back as paper, but I definitely have. I'm sorry, what the hell? I'm thinking dyad. I didn't do the clipboard dyad. I did the old fatty. I don't know what they're like
The
this.
big
They're like
one,
an inch. Yeah,
yeah.
they're like you could like take somebody out with it if you needed to. You know what I'm saying? For like a dog or you know what I'm saying? They're good
Yeah.
protection.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely been
Man.
around. So that reminds me of something. This is why I love podcasts. So you just kind of I go off the dome. So how did you get into UPS and get your start at UPS, if you don't mind me asking?
Dude, so it all started with me just, I guess, doing driver helper. I was doing driver helper, and then I found out, talking to my drivers, telling me like, hey, this is the way in. You gotta do your time, I guess. So I started doing driver helper. I tried getting into the company, I couldn't get in. So I did about like two driver helper seasons, and then I
Mhm.
finally got in. But
Nice.
once I got in, I did part time for about 4.5 years,
Hmm.
preload. And then I had to balance, you know how it is, had to balance with another job because that
Yep.
preload check don't cut it.
Yup, I know.
I feel
um,
you.
so yeah, I did that for about 4.5 years, and then finally I got called up to go driving, and then I started as a cover, and
Yeah.
then that's when the 22 fours came in. So I was like the first breed of the 22 fours, like working that Saturday shit.
Okay.
Yeah. And that shit kind of sucked, Saturdays blow, like fuck.
Yeah, I know,
But
bro. I know. Go
yeah,
ahead.
but honestly, now it's like the debate is like, what's worse, a Monday or a Monday route or a Saturday route? It's like,
Yeah,
but
it's true.
yeah. So
It's
then I
true.
finally I'd been driving for about like about 6.5 now, and I finally got my own route. Um, and so life's better now, and I'm a Monday to Friday, obviously, which is cool.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, that's where I'm at
That's
now.
that's dope, bro. Dude, you put in your time and then you kept trying. You put it those 2 years of helper and then you made it. You just like,
Hmm.
hey man, look at I like to say started from the bottom, now you're here, right?
Yeah, facts. Once that top rate hit, I was like, oh,
Hell yeah.
we
I'm
made
I'm a big
it.
hell yeah, bro. I'm a big fan of rap too. So it's like a what do you call it, reference? But man, I don't know. This is why I do the podcast. This like love talking to dudes and drivers and men and women, whatever. And what is something at UPS that you learned and you use to this day that's like, oh shit, got that in the head. Now I'm gonna. Can you give us a tip or anything like that you use daily?
Um, I honestly like the driving definitely take that with me everywhere. I even spread it to like my people that like my close ones. I tell them,
Hmm.
like just wait 3 seconds before when the light changes. Wait like 3 seconds before you go into that intersection, because I've seen it many times where a car just runs through that right on red. And it's like, so
Yeah.
it's like little things like that. I like to spread that knowledge, I guess, out to my
Hell yeah.
people.
Yeah, baby.
You
Count
know.
1, 2, 3, left, right, left, and then go. Right? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They got
Yeah. Don't
UPS has
just
it
go,
ingrained. It's true.
Facts.
It's true.
Facts.
I'll do a little shout out. I think I mentioned it before on the podcast. So one of my supervisors, I'll just do initials because I don't know if he wants it put out there, but he's still working at UPS. But he's initial M G, and he told his daughter, you can't get your license until you do the 10-point commentary, all 10, like perfect. You know how they do at UPS, and
Uh-huh.
five seeing habits and the aim high steering, all that, right? All good kids love milk. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. That's funny. Hey, but you
And
know what? She's
yeah,
gonna be a really good driver because of that, you know?
hell yeah, hell yeah.
So
It's very true, bro. Very true. Um, and then so for the podcast, I was wondering, how did you get into like? I know you work out, dude. You're fucking hella ripped. Like, maybe not as ripped as Silvio, but dude, I know you work out every day, right?
yes, sir. It's every day. I actually just got out like maybe an hour ago.
Okay,
I hit the
shout
gym
out to
this
the
morning.
fucking the guns, bro. Good for you. But how did you get your start? Is the question in podcast? Oh, sorry, in
And
working out. Yeah.
the fitness world, I guess like I honestly, when I first started driving, I used to work out before preload. And then once I started driving, I started getting all lazy and tired because I was getting beat from the job itself. And then eventually I was like, yo, I gotta jump back on it. So for me, I started with like the big thing now is like burpees, doing burpees, 100 burpees every day. And I hit 1,000 days of 100 burpees every fucking day, which
Every
is crazy
day.
because there was, yeah, every day. And the point of that for me was to build that discipline. It was like there was days where I was like, I don't want to fucking do it. Nah, get the fuck on the floor and get it done. That's the only way, right? And after I
Mm-hmm.
did it, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, that's all I had to do, right? And then so I did it for 1,000 days, straight, and all different
Damn.
types of burpees. Like I mean, crazy fucking shit. I hit about almost 200K push-ups in one year from
What?
doing the burpees.
Wow.
Yeah, my goal was 100K. I ended up beating that by like fuck, by half of the year I was already at 100K. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to keep going and see what I can hit." I got to like 150, 160, 170,000 push-ups, 167,000 push-ups.
Jeez,
Yeah, man.
is that your record? That's insane to me. That's good. I'm just
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
wow.
yeah, I was just in the zone. So, and after like a good long time of just doing burpees and calisthenics and stuff, I wanted to get into the gym. So now I bring the gym into my fitness world. Like, so I do both now. So it's cool,
Wow.
and the gym's cool too, because you put on mass and all that stuff, and
Right.
but like overall, I feel like if you want to go into tap into yourself, I think the burpees will take you there. You
Wow.
know.
So just for the listening audience, I mean, there's some guys who are like, what the fuck's a burpee? I mean, I know what it is, but just tell us what that is and what that entails and how that helps you out.
So technically, there's many ways you could do a burpee, but technically
Oh.
it's an all body workout. It's
Mm.
everything you're working out. So it's cool. Um, there's a point where, you just got to keep going. There's a point where you mentally, it takes you somewhere where you go dark, I guess is what I say. You go dark
Mm-hmm.
and you tap into that mind of yours, and it's a mental thing. Once you're done with it, however many you're trying to do, you beat yourself up a little bit. But with that, it's like burpees really elevate your mindset, which is really
Okay.
crazy. It's really, really cool. I don't really know how to explain it, like how you do it, but you just drop down pretty much and you do a
Mm-hmm.
push up and then you throw
Okay.
yourself back up and then you just repeat that exercise over and over and over.
Oh, so
And
that's
that's
something
pretty
different
much
than
what
I
it is.
thought. Sorry to cut you off. That's a little different. I thought it was like a sit up type of deal, but burpees is like you do a push up position and then you say that again.
Uh-huh.
You pull your
And then
body.
you kind of pull yourself back up, like you just throw yourself back up into a standing position, then you drop back down into a push-up position, and then you go back up again.
Oh snap!
Hmm. Hmm.
That's skills right there. So that's a full body. So I was thinking just a push up. You're talking stand up, catch
Yeah,
your on the ground, and then stand back up, and then boom.
and then
No.
go back up, and yeah, and then
Oh
you just repeat it
shit!
over and over and over, however
I'm
many you
almost
could do. Everyone has different numbers,
yeah. That's legit, bro. Dude, I'm almost 50. I'll be 50 in April. So I'm like, damn, that you're motivating me right now. I mean, I'm not there yet, but I want you got my mind going. Ooh, I'm gonna have to try that after this. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, start with like honestly, hold yourself accountable. Like start with like I would say like maybe like 10, 20 push-ups every day. Like
Okay.
in one set, 20
Yeah.
push-ups every day. Hold yourself accountable every day and see
Yeah,
see what
bro.
happens. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get better, and
Yeah.
then you're gonna be like,
So
whoa, this is crazy.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. So you're inspiring me, but also there's another guy who used to be on Instagram. He just dropped off, but for whatever reason, but I still shout out to him because he inspired a lot of drivers, the UPS guy. You familiar?
Yo,
Fuck yeah.
Bobby?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, dude. I used to talk to him all the time. He would send me out like some of his gear and stuff.
Wow.
He's the man, dude. He's the man. All his
Fuck
content
yeah.
was so good. Like if you don't know who he is, then you're too young.
You're a rookie, right?
You're a rookie. Yeah, I didn't want to say it.
No. I know what you
Oh
meant though. All love.
man.
Bro, Bobby is so
Oh.
inspiring, man. I don't know. I think he just stepped back from socials because is probably I think, socials are great, but they can be a little bit people get into I don't know. I don't want to speak for him because I don't know, but I can understand stepping back for sure. So I appreciate Bobby's all
Man.
love to Bobby, like and all the cardboard warriors, right? You're a cardboard warrior too, brother.
Hey, not a veteran like you, but hey, I'll get there. I'll get there.
Right on, dude. Right on. I did want to kind of change gears a little bit. So the premise of the podcast or the idea is 3 things I didn't know about you. Now I know we kind of touched a little bit on Silvio, but did you want to expound on that or another thing you wanted to talk about?
I just wanted to say that Silvio, you're a badass. If you're listening to this, just know you're a badass, and you killing it at your age is some real shit. And I appreciate the inspiration and everything, man. Keep doing it. Keep killing it. And your story was good too. Your story was wild.
Hell yeah,
Because
dude.
he
So,
came from what? DHL, right? DHL, and then he went to
oh
UPS.
yeah. Damn, you have a better memory than me. That was 2 years ago for me. I'm like, shit, I'm like a the memory of a gnat or something like that. I'm like, yeah, bro, I think you're right.
Yeah.
He did. He just kept persevering, right? And
Hmm.
now he's at UPS. So, and I think he's 56 now, but I'm not sure if that number's right. But that was
Yeah.
2 years ago I did the pod. So, fuck. He's a legend, bro. Hell yeah. I love it. I love it. Also, for another question I had for you was, who are your? I mean, we did just mention Silvio, but besides him, unless that is your mentor, is there a mentor in your life that has inspired you?
Um, I just read a lot. I read a lot of books. Like I like the Stoic stuff. I like reading a lot of that stuff. But like, yeah, I mean, like I would say like my mentor, I guess, would be like my inspiration. The guy that got me back on everything would be like David Goggins. You know, I don't know if you know who that
Yeah,
is.
I do, bro. Hell yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, like all those guys, all those type of guys. Yeah, it's pretty much yeah. You know.
David Goggins, bro, legend. I found out about him from Rogan. I listen to occasional episodes, but man, he's like the king of podcasts. So there's no disputing that. He's like number one as far as like the amount of listens and views he gets. But I heard about Goggins from him. I started following him online. Bro, he's an ex Navy SEAL, but I'm not sure. I think he's a Navy SEAL. His story is
Yeah.
incredible, bro. Incredible.
Yeah, yeah. So Rogan too. Rogan's a badass. Like all his like podcast. You know. Who else? Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of guys out there that inspire me,
Yeah,
but Goggins is
it's
like
all
the
good.
number one. Like gets me on the grind.
Nice, nice. Well, I appreciate
But
you telling me about that. Oh, sorry, were you gonna say something else there?
no, you're good. You're
Cool.
good.
Right on. Yeah. So those military guys, I have a lot of history of military in my family. Like my dad and my father, not my father-in-law, my my father-in-law's dad. He's military. I got a whole line of history of million years ago, whatever. Like I don't know, but I do have a lot of history of military, and I respect all the military veterans. So shout out! I'm big on shout outs too. So shout out to all the branches: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and what's the other one? The Coast Guard, I think, is military or a branch, but I'm not sure. But they're all hardworking motherfuckers. So shout out!
Shout out, yeah.
Hell yeah! And then anybody in mind that you would like to? Oh, actually, I forgot. Where can people find you online if you're okay sharing that?
Yeah, they could just find me honestly. I just have Instagram. That's all I really stick to. At Daniel the Warrior 503.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, you could give me a follow, send me a message if you need some inspiration. You know, I got you. Let me
Hell
know.
yeah, bro! I appreciate that. Appreciate that. And then I wanted to ask you, like, there's if you could go back. So if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Like 30 something, or I'm assuming, or 20 something. I don't know. You're young.
No, I'm actually 17, bro.
Yeah, yeah, 17.
I'm joking around. I'm joking,
I
bro.
know, I know.
No, I'm 30. I'm 33, man. 33.
Hell yeah.
I'm a
So
90s baby.
hell yeah, dog.
You
I
know.
appreciate. That's at night. I got my sister similar age and my brother. So if you could go back in time and tell your 16-year-old self one thing or some advice, what would that be?
Um.
It's a tough one, I
Damn.
know.
Yeah, it's a good one. Um.
I don't know if you're getting into trouble back then, or you were a hoodlum, or not a hoodlum, or you were a goody two shoes. I don't know, but I was getting into trouble for sure back in the days. At
Oh
16,
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
was getting
Cause
into trouble.
yeah, I was very into like so like I guess we could go back. We could go back to things that people don't really know about me. I guess around that age I was always like so I used to skate a lot when I was younger. I was actually really good. And then I started playing in bands, a lot of
Mhm.
hardcore bands.
Oh,
So
right
I
on.
was like, yeah, it was cool playing shows all over the place, playing with bands that I watch now that are actually like
Yeah.
really big. I'm like, what the fuck? It's
Wait,
trippy,
wait,
right?
one
But
second.
yeah, so
Would you mind sharing one of those bands, or you want to keep that on the low?
yeah. No, that's cool. You could look up Derringer Hardcore on YouTube. I mean, we have some recordings on there.
Yeah,
You could look
hell
that
yeah.
up. Yeah, and then I have another band, but I don't know if there's recordings on YouTube for it.
No worries.
But you
That's
could look up
awesome.
Derringer Hardcore. Yeah, that was a band from Santa Clarita. We were
Hell
always
yeah.
playing with like we were playing all these cool shows, big bands. I played in other bands. I've covered for bands. Yeah, man. And I'm really
Damn.
like I play like I don't know if you've ever seen, but I post a lot of videos. Not a lot, but sometimes I post videos of me shredding a
Yeah,
little bit. I
yeah.
could shred a guitar, play bass,
Oh,
drums. I could do it all. I just choose not to do vocals because yeah, it's not me.
wow.
But yeah,
That's
and
dope, bro. Shit, I had no idea
yeah.
until I was today years old. I found out you were. I mean, I seen you online always. I just saw your UPS stuff, but I didn't realize you played too, dude.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like those like what I post online, I kind of keep it to a minimum of what I want to post like, but dude, I could do like everything, dude. It's crazy. I'm like I could do so much shit. It's crazy. I
That's
don't know.
awesome, bro.
But yeah, man. So I played in a lot of bands. It's cool. That's something I guess people didn't really know about me or would think.
I had no idea,
But
bro. That's awesome. And then, so I know you. I'm pretty sure this is from online, so you don't really know a person until you get to talk to them a little bit. But you're into the hardcore type of like metal, or all. What type of music do you like?
yeah, so I listen to like I could go. I have a wide variety. I variety by can't even say it.
Yeah, I feel you.
Variety.
It's okay.
Variety. Oh, okay, whatever.
It's all good.
So I listen to like hardcore. Like that's like my soul's at is hardcore. I guess it's the aggressiveness, the realness, the rawness of the energy.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I do listen to metal too. I used to be a little metalhead too.
Fuck yeah.
I've seen like every '80s thrash band, dude.
Wait, who? Like, so who was your favorite
I'm
band
talking
coming up
about.
in the back in the day? When you were 16 or whatever age we're talking about, what was your band? You're like, that's
I
my jam
I
right
was
there.
deep.
Who's
I was deep into like Maiden,
okay?
maybe some Priest,
Was it like
some
ah?
Slayer. Yeah, I mean, I know. I'm pretty sure you've heard Slayer before, right?
Yeah, dude, fucking A. I'm no slouch. I've heard of all Metallica's the big one, of course, but
Oh,
Slayer,
Metallica
Iron
too.
Maiden.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna go see them
yeah.
in. I'm gonna go see them. Speaking of, I'm gonna go see them in June at the 49ers stadium out here where I live. So they're
Oh,
playing a
oh
concert.
shit.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
expensive, but it's worth it, bro. I
Yeah,
love Metallica.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, because I used to tell I told Luke, I was talking to Luke and he was like we started talking about some shit and I used to bring a speaker to work and I used to blast
Hmm.
my music when I would be driving,
Yeah,
delivering. But there's
yeah.
this one time I had a speaker and I was blasting Slayer and a customer came and was standing at my door. Yeah, standing at my door like waiting for their package and I didn't even know they were there. I was in the back looking for shit. And then I'm just like, I come out and they're kind of staring at me like, what the fuck, like tripping. And that was like the last time I was like, all right, I need to get AirPods or something now because this is too
Oh,
much. It's too much.
dude.
So the
Oh my
customers
god.
scaring them off and shit.
You're just like, just rocking
Yeah,
out,
just
and
getting
you're like, just
rocking
chilling
out
out
in the
here.
back. Yeah.
Bro, I'll tell you a quick
Uh,
story. You got my gears going. So there was so I'll tell you the one about UPS. So that happened to me too. So I was always rocking my music fucking loud. But you don't think about it when you're driving because the truck you're in and out, you're going, you're just like cranking, right? You're having a good day. That's what I think with music, right? So this one customer, what the fuck happened? It was they just like I don't know what they did, like mean mug me or something. It's been a minute, but this was in Fremont. I used to be in Fremont years ago. I was there for 12 years as a driver, and the lady, God, I'm trying to remember the story, but basically the lady just gave me a dirty look and was like, "That music's really loud, like she didn't say like don't do that. She was just like, that music is really like loud and it's a little annoying or something like that, right? And I was just like, you can just tell me to turn it down. I don't mind, you know. So then I like stopped playing my music because I was like, that fucking bitch. Right? Nothing against customers, but it was like it annoyed me a little bit, right? And I was like, so I stopped playing music. I did earpods too, but then I was like, you know what, that's fine. And then like years later, he's a firefighter I deliver to out of his home. He goes, hey man, what happened to your music, bro? That I love it when you come by with the music. I was like, oh, okay. Well, some people do enjoy hearing the delivery guy rocking out and having fun, you know, delivering. They're working, you know how it is. But so I started listening to music more and more now. I switched back and forth between AirPods and the speaker. So I feel you, bro, with your story.
Yeah, they were definitely like, oh shit, like what the fuck,
right? Oh my god,
but
it's all good.
Yeah, man.
So what?
I kind of keep it to my AirPods now and just chill.
It's all good. So I don't know if you answered the question, and I'm not trying to push. I'm just curious. So what would you tell your 16-year-old self from what you know today, if you could answer that?
I guess just if I would have just done better, I guess paid more attention in school and shit like that. Like I guess like like to be honest, I'm happy where I'm at. I don't even know, like this is gonna sound weird, but the way everything went, the way everything worked out, I'm like in a place where I'm like I don't regret anything, I guess. So I mean, I guess I would just tell myself, good job. I don't know, like I'm good, I'm happy where I'm at. I like my job.
Totally, man.
We all go through tough times, but you got to get through it, and once you do, it's like, that's it. It was nothing,
Hell yeah. You know what I say? There's another guy I look up to in the podcasting world. His name is Jocko Willink. I think it's Jocko Willink. Yeah. So he, I believe, is a Navy SEAL too, I think. But he has his own line of drinks and all. He's like, I found about him from Rogan. But the point of it is, he told a story one day, and it was a story I shared, I think, on my Larscast. And it goes, basically, I'll make it real short for time, but he said, you're having a hard time? Good. You're having a good time? Good. You're having whatever happened, good or bad, not good, not bad, excuse me, not, I think you get the point, but anything bad that happens, good. You're fucking dog. Dude. You're no. I want nobody to die, of course, but somebody passed. Good. Your wife left you. Good. You get stronger from that diversity, or a breaking of a friendship, or whatever the situation is, and good, fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know why? You get fucking stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's facts. Like. Honestly, I said that to myself, what was it, on Thursday? It was pouring rain. I was fucking soaked. They dispatched me like insane. I was like, all right, dude, this is fucked. I just got fucked, right? you know
knew
it. Bring the lube.
Embrace the stuff. You sound like another driver I know. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well. So when I was out there, I was like just soaked, and I said that to myself. I was like, "You're soaked, good. It's raining, good." And then, for some reason, it just made me feel better. I don't know what it was. It's like, all right,
bro, that's what's up. I fucking love that. So that reminds me of another thing. When I started, I was in the air wing, and you're familiar with the air wing, right? They load the cans, put in the semis, right? Or at least that's what they call it in my hub.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do that for Christmas, 1994 or 5, I think 95 of December, and I got hired 96 or 5. My numbers are a little bit off, but basically 30 years ago. And then they're like, okay, that was Christmas, right? So now I went to the load wall, and the load wall guy, he's not there no more. His name's Ron Dawson. Shout out to Ron. He's retired, I believe. He goes, well, brother, he took me on his arm. He goes, he's like 50 years old or 45, and I'm like 19 or whatever. He goes, welcome to Vietnam. was like, what are you talking about? Like the semis, right? And I was like, what do you mean? This is like 1995. What are you talking? He's like, this is called the load wall. Welcome to the suck. I was like, fuck. And if you've ever loaded semis, you know, or have seen somebody load semis, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
hmm hmm
It's hard work, bro. Even unloading's hard work. Like
Yeah.
it's all work.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, that's it. I give it to those guys. Like, goddamn, because like sometimes if you were late to preload, they'd be like, "All right, you're gonna go load or unload the semis." That's what they would send you.
Oh no.
Um, yeah, but I never liked that. I like preloading better. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
No, bro.
What'd you do in the building?
So I was in the twilight, meaning the nighttime shift started like
Oh, okay.
5:30 ish, 5, depending. They fucking change it every day. Sometimes like 5:10, 5:45, 3:44,
Uh-huh.
4:45. So I did that for 2 years, and I did the air wing for like a month or two, and then I did everything from sort out to e-rig driver. And at the end, I was e-rig driver. That was the sickest. Love that because I used to smoke, and I was smoking butts and talking about it. I was just delivering, delivering my orange cart, in those little airport driver, whatever you call it, e-rig carts, right? So that was fun,
Uh-huh.
bro. I love that. That was the last thing I did part time. Yeah, it was good times.
Wow. That's cool, man. That's cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
Jeez.
that was fucking 28 years ago now. Holy crap, you're jogging my memory.
I know, bro.
Holy.
And dude, you're like almost on your way out, dude. Do you
Yeah, man.
ever
It's
want to like stay there longer, or
I
there's some
might,
guys that
but
don't want to leave? They
to be
like
honest
you're
with you,
almost out. Just
get out, right? Yeah, I think some of my I do see that guys who stay past the point they should have left 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Some of them have kids, they got families, and they're the only
yeah.
income earner. So I get that, but I
Oh, okay,
might
okay.
I might just do this right here for the listening audience. This is my new hustle. Not necessarily a hustle for the money because I don't really care about any money. I care about talking to people. I love it. So Larscast, that's it's I don't know. I'm inspired by my podcast was inspired by Bert Kreischer. He's a not a delivery driver. He's a podcaster. His podcast is called Bertcast. I don't know if no one's ever known that before, but I may have mentioned that before. And yeah, I just want to do that. I just love talking to people. It's I don't know. I was kind of self conscious of doing the video when I first started, to be honest with you, because I'm like, ooh, I'm just some dude who's going to listen to me, but people inspire me through these videos and the chats and the podcasts, and that's the whole point is just to learn from different points of view and good, bad, or otherwise. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. So
Yeah.
I might do that in the
Nah,
future
that's
after.
amazing. Yeah. You should. You should definitely continue doing this. Like, this is actually really cool. Like, you actually like doing this. You're not just
Yeah,
doing it for something, you actually like talking to people, and that's cool.
hell
That's a
yeah,
good reason to keep this going,
fuck yeah. So that
you know.
reminds me of something. You're so good, Daniel. Thank you. You're helping me out. So my question for you is, it's a new question I just started doing a couple podcasts ago. Is what is your superpower? Now it could be anything, whenever that means to you. I'm really good at getting parking spots that no one else, like when it's a busy crowded parking area and I pull up, got it right in the front. No handicap. I just parked in the legal parking spot. I don't know. Do you have any superpowers or something you're really good at? People think they're like, well, Daniel does it, but you're like, no, that's nothing. I could do that all the time.
Um, haven't really thought about that.
It's
I
okay.
would say like more like maybe sheesh. I
We
don't
can come
know.
back to it too if you
I
want.
have a
So
yeah. We'll have to come back to it for sure. For
it's
sure.
all good. It's all good.
Um,
So another one of my superpowers is that's not like a superpower like I'm Superman or woman or whatever. I'm just like it's easy to do and I love it. Right? Is bringing people together and kind of like recently at UPS I've been trying to like get guys together and meet up for lunch or after work because you work hard but we spend so much time in our truck. It's like the brothers and sisters we deliver with are almost our extended family, if you know what I mean. Like some of them are really tight, tight friends I've known for 30 fucking years. Like, shout out to all the drivers who are listening to this, you know? And just getting together. We're going to do a baseball game coming up in March in Oakland. There's a big baseball game, the Giants versus A's, and I'm trying to get a lot of people up there. And that's one of my, not superpower, but I enjoy that. If that makes sense. I enjoy getting people together and camaraderie and I don't drink anymore, but I'll have a coffee or a soda with you, you know, and just chill, kick back, just talk shop or just talk family, whatever.
Yeah, that's cool. So you stay out there in the Bay, huh? Is that
Mm-hmm.
where you're from?
Yeah, down by
Okay,
the
yeah.
closest. I don't want to say exactly, but my hub is in Sunnyvale. That's pretty damn close to where I'm at. And that's near
Oh,
like
okay.
Facebook, Google. I'm like literally 20 minutes from
Oh shit.
Facebook. I'm like 15 minutes from Google. Well, 20 minutes from Google too. They're about the same, a little bit farther to Facebook. Yahoo. I drive by Yahoo every day. Well, they're not. I think they're like they moved to a different location, but they're like about a mile from the hub. You know, the big Yahoo Corp. You know, for Yahoo, they're old school, but they've been around forever.
Yeah.
Microsoft's up there, dude. There's what is it? Advanced. There's so many Silicon Valley peeps up here. It's crazy, dude. A lot of money here in this part of the world.
Yeah, and then your route, is it like all business or what do you do?
No, I got 90% residential and I got a couple shopping centers I deliver to in the morning, and then I'm just chilling up all day in the mountains, looking at the deer and the freaking turkeys and shit. That's why I love my route most of the day. The second half of my
Damn,
day.
you're lucky. That's a good one. Yeah, my route's like I would say like 45 business and then all apartments.
Oh, really? What's your
Yeah,
holy
pretty
shit?
pretty brutal, right? And it's like the ghetto apartments too.
Oh no. But you probably know the customers real good though, right? After doing it?
Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, like I know like all the people around there. It's cool. Like I'm safe, you know. But some of the people, you know, when a
Oh,
rookie
right.
covers my route and shit, I'm like, oh shit, it sucks.
You're like, call me if you need anything, G.
Hey, yeah, no, yeah, pretty much.
I got you. You just show up
Hey,
with the guns and be
uh,
like, Daniel's here. What's up, fool?
don't do it at night. That's the number one rule on my route. Don't do that shit at
Oh,
night. Just knock that out and like after your business, just kill the
yep.
apartments. Get out of there.
Right.
You don't want to be there at night.
So there's
Mm-mm.
an area where I don't deliver there, but there's an area that used to be the number one murder capital of the world in the 90s or maybe 2000, early 2000, not recently, but it's near where Facebook is now. But back in the day, it was bad. East Palo Alto. They had a curfew of 5 p.m. I think, and you did not deliver there after 5 p.m. unless you maybe were the regular driver. But I think even there they were like, no, there's no, you don't deliver after 5, or maybe it was 4. But I heard that. Do you guys have a curfew there, or no? Is it no curfew?
Um, it's no curfew, but
That's
you
good.
just definitely don't want to be there at night. That's the, you know. When I first got the
Yep.
route, I didn't know how to run it, so I was there at night, and that shit fucking sucks. It's so sketchy.
Oh
It's
no!
crazy. Yeah, I guess
Wow.
one of the covers like covered my route, and he said that he had his fucking Gatorade chilling in his little cup holder, you know, in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
said that some little kids rolled up, went in his truck, took his Gatorade. He just robbed him pretty much. Dude, that's far.
Hey, shout out to that dude for doing your route, but that
Yeah.
sucks that he got his shit stolen.
He's like, and every time he sees me, fuck that, I'll never do that route again.
Oh shit, that's terrible, but funny as
Dude,
fuck.
even the little kids, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The little kids just punked you, dude.
Holy shit.
uh,
Hey, though, but you know what? I think anybody, that's funny, bro. I think, I'm sorry, that's too funny. I'm still laughing. Oh, thank you for that. That was good, bro. So I was gonna say, so anybody can make a route their own, right? So once the worst fucking route in the building, you could be like, bitch, I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna make it mine. You 9-5 that shit if you want to do that, or you just, if you
mhm.
like the money, you just work your ass off, 14 hours every day, right? In California, that's the law, right? At least in my hub. So Do you, when you got that route, did you hate it, or you just like embrace the suck, so to speak?
Oh, I hated it, but I had to learn to just. So this is like my little thing. It's like learn to love the things you hate, and then
Mm.
it just becomes easy. That's it. So that's what I did. You know? Yeah.
Dude, you just inspired me a little bit. Damn. Like, no, I'm not shitting you. Like, do the things you hate. Not that you need to, but if you embrace the suck, so to speak, or
Yeah.
the hard thing, once you are better at it and you're more like just good at, because I've been doing it a long time, but I didn't like all the routes I started, but I bit off of them. I've been on 3 different routes over my career, 4, because I was in Fremont. But yeah, man, embrace. That's in short, embrace the suck, and you get better at it, right?
Yeah, that's all that you could do, you know. So yeah, I eventually just kind of just like, all right, it is what it is, and now I love it. Honestly, I love my route. To be honest, this is gonna be fucked up, but I'd rather do apartments than do my fucking like regular resi. I don't know why, because I could park like when I hit my apartments, I could just park in one spot and I could just walk around like just delivering with
Yeah,
instead of getting on and off the truck like every other house. I'm
yeah.
like, I don't
Just
know,
load it up.
but. To each their own, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, like I used to do this route in Fremont. It had like, fuck, it had A through Z apartment buildings through Z, and one of them like a
Oh
ZZ. I
yeah.
was like, motherfucker. It was big buildings. It was 26 or 20. This is on, I think it was on either, fuck, I'm trying to remember the street. It's been a long time ago. Anyways, it was off the Fremont Boulevard is the main drag up there.
Uh-huh.
And it was, I think it was on Walnut was the road, I believe, a long time ago. But dude, you could sit there and park and just basically load your hand truck up with like, so everybody does it different. Some guys drive around, park, drive, park, drive, park. But I like to do what you did. Just park, load it up, just walk. You're just like, you know where the shit's at. You can cut through buildings if you know the shortcut to get to save you 5 minutes to not have to drive around
Mm-hmm.
that block. So
Exactly.
I feel you. I feel you. Man, that reminds
Yeah.
me. This is dude that retired from UPS. He's kind of a, I don't want to be mean, but he's a funny dude. I'll put it that way. And he retired from UPS. So I'll shout him out. So Mike, God, I don't remember his last name, but Mike, kind of a rotund dude. He used to do apartments near a route I used to know in Fremont. But he used to just like, like say this is the board or this is the boxes. So he'd take his hand truck and he'd load it up, all that stuff, and he'd like literally spend, he was like a chill dude, but he like was just looking at the beautiful neighborhood and just like, this is so nice. And he took a long time to do his route, but he got it done. But he was, I don't want to talk badly about it, people. I'm trying not to, but he was a funny dude. So he loved his apartments though too. So he was like, loved. He's like, bro, I love the birds out here. He was a trip. He was like,
Oh,
he just be
it's
like,
one of those.
did you check out the birds today? And check out the people were so nice he likes talking too. He's a talker, so he was
Oh
telling me some
man.
stories one day. But yeah, it's apartments are cool. If you're an apartment dude, I feel you. But if you're a business guy, some guys love business. I don't like business. Like if I had a choice, I'll take
Nah.
resi all day, all day.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you got my mind going with these fucking memories, bro. Now, is there any like at work when you got hired or when you got you don't have to say names, of course, but you can keep it on the low. But you can do initials if you feel like it. Is there any like drivers that are mentors or somebody who taught you some good skills that you use, or who trained you? Maybe if that's a good question.
I actually I was the last trainee of on road that we had. This guy
Mm.
did driver. He was a driver for like maybe like good 10 years or so, and then he became on road. I don't know how he did, but he taught me a lot of good stuff. I was like, and I don't give it to them. On roads don't know shit. They don't. I'm sorry if there's any management listening, but y'all don't know shit.
Some are better than others. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the
So like
managers. Sorry, bro. Go
so
ahead.
I had my last what's it called, on road,
On
right?
road.
He was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a ride along with you. Okay, all right. I went
Yeah.
and did an apartment. I gave him an apartment. I was like, here, can you take this for me? And he actually took the box for me. I just drove off. I drove off, and then he called me. He's like, "Where are you? Where are you?" I'm like way down on another street somewhere. I'm like, I didn't even answer his call. I just left. I just left him, and I was like, "Hey, you took too long. Remember? you want to go faster, right? You want to go faster."
What do you say, bro?
I'm an
Holy
asshole. Yeah, he was just like, oh, like whatever, right? He just got back on the car all pissed off, and then he didn't want to deliver anymore after that.
Oh, that's gangster, G. I'm liking that.
I was like,
Look,
hey, if you want to get home and have some dinner, then we need we need to move.
That's what's up. That's what's
Oh
up.
man.
I like that. I like that tip, bro. Oh my God. So we're going to wrap up the podcast shortly, but I do want to tell one more story about when they implemented Orion. Were you there, or you was already implemented when you came to UPS? I forget how long. It was a
Yeah,
while
no,
back.
I was there.
Okay,
Orion
so
sucks.
fuck Orion. Excuse me, Carol, but no disrespect, but it's not a good system, like overall. I mean, I just do it the way that's smart, and I do it the Lars way. You know what I'm saying? Call it the Lars route order. Like you have your own plan, but the computer says, "Oh, you need to do this and this." But anyways, so speaking of Orion, they implemented Orion in whatever year that was. The guy who went with me had never been on car ever before. He was a corporate guy. You can imagine being a corporate guy. He's like, well, I'm not going to touch a box. I'm not going to do any help. You're a union member, which is respect, right? But he didn't help me one bit. He was on the iPad doing the stop per stop. And the route was fucked up that day. And I had an air that wasn't mine. And on another dude's route, shout out to, I'll do initial MA. And this is back in the Fremont days. And he told me, you got to follow 100%. And I was late that day. I used to be late. It's my own fault. But I missed the part where they said, you need to do 100% Orion Trace or else, basically. And I was like, okay. So that's what the guy told me when he's like, hey, 100% or else. So I was like, okay, we're going to do it. And I had my trailer. I had a trailer at the time, pup trailer, right? And I towed it out there. And I was like, well, if I drop my trailer off, which is like 3 miles from the first stop where the air is on another route, that's going to mess me up bad. It's going to put me back 35 minutes, right? If I did the drop the air, drop the trailer, and then did the air, and then started the route. So what I did is I just did it with the trailer. I said, you know what? We can do that. I'll follow the rules. No problem. So at 7:30, I was doing this the whole time, stop for stop, pretty within, I skipped a couple, but 99%. And I was like, bro, we're not going to finish I had to be off by like 9:30 because it was 8:30 start that day. Or maybe it was 10:30, but 9:30 was late. I'd never gotten off that late at this time in my career. Like, it was not something I usually ever did, except at Christmas time, maybe, right? He goes, do you need help? I was like, bro, I've been needing help all day. You're telling me to do it this way. I don't like talking bad about people, but he was a piece of fucking shit. Like, I told my boss, you put me on with him tomorrow, that dude, I'm not coming in. He was like, okay, Lars, I got you covered. He pissed me off so bad at the end of the day. And he did help, and we got through it, and it was one of those things. But at the end of the day, I literally stopped talking to him on the ride back to the building. I was like, bro, I'm done with you. Sorry, I'm not gonna say anything I regret. So I need to keep my job. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not that kind of guy, generally speaking. But that was a day that he pushed me over the cliff of, disrespect. So that was a crazy, crazy story. So sorry to go off on that, but
No, that's facts though. They just like to just watch you die, huh? When they could help, they want to be off and everything,
No, I mean,
But
I
I
don't want
guess
to put him in the bad light, but that guy had never, ever, ever been on car. It was his first time on a UPS truck. So he didn't know shit about shit. And he was trying to tell me, hey, so if I was the boss, I'd be like, hey, Daniel, so you got to do it this way or else.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you're the boss. And so I did it that way. And at the end of the day, I was redeemed, but my manager, Rob, at the time, he's gone now. He's no longer there, but he retired years ago. But he said, okay, bro, we're not going to do that. I'm going to go with you tomorrow. No problem. So I was like, cool. Most of the guys are cool, but there are a few. Hopefully not more than a few, but there are a few bad seeds, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It
facts.
happens. There's bad seeds at every job. You mean no McDonald's? There's some dickheads. You know what I'm saying? or wherever. That's just part of life, bro.
Facts.
You just,
It is, yeah.
I just stay away from the riffraff or like you said earlier in the show. So bring it back to the positive vibe. So
Yeah,
end on a positive
positivity.
note.
Yep.
So positivity is something that I strive for, and this is something I'll shout out to Bobby again. So shout out to Bobby, but stay strong, stay positive.
Hey,
That's it.
and going back to that question, my superpower,
Yeah.
I just got it. It's keeping positive no matter what. That's my thing. I could stay positive. I could be positive. Even if I'm having a bad day, I'll still make it a positive day. So that's my superpower.
Fuck yeah.
That's what it is.
I think we're gonna end on that, brother. So thank you again for
Cool.
doing the show. It's been eye opening because I didn't know you were a fucking musician. I want to hear you, bro. I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna put the link in the bio if that's
Yeah.
okay. And
yeah.
that's sick,
I'll
dude.
try
Shout
to
out your
I'll try to throw some videos on there, man, and show you some
dude.
shreds.
Please, I would love that, dude. I love creativity and artists of any kind, musical artists of like painting, video art, whatever, dude. Anything you want to share, dude, I'll post it up for you. That's a promise. So please share where people can find you again and online.
Again, Instagram at Daniel the Warrior 503.
Hell yeah. All right, brother. Hang on with me for a minute, but thank you again for doing the show, brother. Peace out.
Peace.
Yeah.